Hello, BookTube. Welcome back to my channel, and we have a haul here. Yes, that's right, the Haul of Adventure. Because Michael K. Vaughan is not the only one that can have adventurous hauls. We'll see how much of this we get through. This was an eBay win. It is a box of almost 40 books that I paid probably about 50 cents a book for. Before we get to that, I've got a small one that I picked up. A small Tolkien lot at a really good deal again. So we have the Tolkien Reader, which I'm almost certain I have a copy of on my shelf. Yep. So I've got the newer edition. This is an older edition. And so this isn't going to be the first of duplicates that I'm going to mention, because there's a couple in this box that are going to be duplicates of what I have. And I'm going to start putting these duplicates together for when and if I ever hit 500. I will do a special giveaway. And I will make a point between now and 500 to try to prioritize reading these duplicates so that I can review them ahead of time. So the Tolkien Reader will be going into that pile. We have a very old copy of Tolkien's biography by Humphrey Carpenter. This is a lot thinner than I would have thought. I've read that autobiography before. It's really good. We have a Tolkien Miscellany, which has got a lot of what's in that Tolkien Reader, plus Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, at the very least. And let's face it, that cover is just fantastic. And then Myth in Middle-earth. So this is exploring the legends behind J.R.R. Tolkien's The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings by Leslie Ellen Jones. Nice thin little volume that I'm excited to dive into at some point in time soon. So that starts the early haul of adventure. So let's keep going. So this is, I think, going to be all science fiction. We'll find out. This first one definitely is. This is Putting Up Roots by Charles Sheffield. This is a Jupiter novel. Next, we have The Moat in God's Eye by Larry Niven and Jerry Pournelle. This is a very, very well-reputed book. I'm almost certain. Yes, so this is one of those duplicates. So I do have a copy of Moat in God's Eye. So this is going to go into that 500 eventuality. We have Warworld Volume 4 Invasion by Jerry Pournelle. So this looks like a pretty cool cover. Seems like it'd be really good. Another Pournelle book, There Will Be War. So this is looks like it is short stories. Yeah. So it's got Ender's Game by Orson Scott Card. Funny thing, I was just telling Michael K. Vaughan that I had to find the origins for Ender's Game and read that story at some point in time. And here it is, right in here. There Will Be War. It's got Poul Anderson. It's got Niven and Pournelle. It's got Spider Robinson, Joe Haldeman, Robert Heinlein, Philip K. Dick, David Drake, lots and lots of names. Rudyard Kipling even has an appearance in here. So 23 stories in there. I'm excited to pick that up at some point in time. So more Niven and Pournelle. We have Lucifer's Hammer. So I'm excited to get to read some more of their stuff. This is The Cosmic Computer by H. Beam Piper. It's programmed to rule the universe. This is a high adventure novel, and it certainly looks like it. And the very first word on the back here, Merlin, the legendary name that conjures up visions of unlimited knowledge and power. Merlin, the godlike, infallible computer that could mean the salvation of a war-torn human race. Doesn't that make you just want to read this? Or am I the only one? One of the books that really drew me to putting a bid on this, this is Revelation Space by Alistair Reynolds. I want to read more Alistair Reynolds. I read one book in the Revelation Space, the one that just came out. I think it's called Inhibitor Phase. Came out late last year. Really, really enjoyed it. So I'm excited to get to where it all began, right here. Next we have The Gold Coast by Kim Stanley Robinson. I have not read anything from Robinson yet, but I know she's a well-known name, so that name recognition. I'm excited to get to this, and this is a prophetic glimpse into America's near future. Of course, on the back it's just blurbs from people. Yeah, I'm not sure when it's going to go in terms of time frame, but it looks like it's California, of course, from Gold Coast. So that'll be an interesting read. We have Heavy Weather by Bruce Sterling. Looks like a really haunting book from the cover there. We have Janissaries by Jerry Pournelle. I think this is the one that has 2 in this box. So stay tuned, because this might get confirmed at some point in time to be one of the ones that's going to go into that eventual 500. It's a nice, not too thick book. So, and look, I mean, doesn't that scream that you want to read this? Knights riding on what I'm assuming are centaurs. There Won't Be War. This is edited by Harry Harrison and Bruce McAllister. I enjoy Harry Harrison. So it's got brand new fiction from some names: Joe Haldeman, Frederick Pohl, Jack C. Haldeman II, Timothy Zahn, got Isaac Asimov. So it's, of course, you want to read that. Especially, it's got Frustration by Isaac Asimov. So yeah, I'm excited to get into that. We have By Blood Alone by William C. Dietz. Takes more than gets to win a war. All right, one that I've heard of. I don't think I've got a copy of it. Berserker by Fred Saberhagen. Men of Earth in a war against the ultimate evil. I can tell you real quickly here if I've got Saberhagen. No, I don't think I have this. So, I recognized the name on it, Berserker. One I've at least heard of. Heart of the Comet. This is by David Brin and Gregory Benford. So I'm excited to read that. A novel by 2 award-winning authors. That looks really good. And of course, on the back, San Diego Union, Better Than Dune. When Gravity Fails by George Alec Effinger. So this is a breakthrough novel. This is what cyberpunk will be when it grows up. Blurred by Orson Scott Card. So I'm curious. Having read and enjoyed Neuromancer earlier this year, that might be a good one to dive into. We have Expendable by James Allen Gardner. So this is a debut novel of bold imagination, exciting tale of deep space alien worlds, and the select group of men and women whose mission it is to make first contact with the unknown. They are expendable. All right, we got more William C. Dietz here with Death Day. Great reading for anyone who loved Independence Day or the War of the Worlds. I would say from that cover, that if you enjoyed either of those, you probably would pick that up just seeing that cover. We have another Jupiter novel, The $1 Billion Boy. So this is another one by Charles Sheffield. I don't know anything about this Jupiter series, but I've got 2 of them now. Oh, we're back to J.E. Pournelle. So this is Men of War. This is There Will Be War Volume 2. The saga continues. So if memory serves, that was the one that had, short stories. So this has got Frederick Brown, Poul Anderson, Jerry Pournelle, Arthur C. Clarke, David Drake. So interesting that there's a sequel for a short story collection. All right, we're about halfway through the box here. So we've got another Kim Stanley Robinson, concluding volume of the Orange County trilogy. So I assume this goes with the Golden Gate one. This is Pacific Edge. So it's apparently a trilogy. I'm assuming the one I've already shown is the first book. This says it's the concluding one, so this is the last book. If I enjoy it, I'll have to get the second book, assuming it's not in here. All right, so War World Volume 2, Death's Head Rebellion. This is created by Jerry Pournelle. So this is interesting. And okay, so I didn't even realize that. So this is, again, short stories. War World is a set of short stories. It's got Harry Turtledove. That's a name that I recognize for doing alternative history stuff. Crusade by David Weber and Steve White. So this is Free Holy Mother Terra is what it says up there. That's a cool looking cover. All right, so this is a Star Hunter something 2, David Drake, created by David Drake. Things Hunting Men. Men hunting things is just good sport, but this. So, I mean, yeah, that gives you an idea of what you're about to expect. So is this short stories as well? It is. Okay. So I've got lots of short stories. I'm excited for that, actually. It's got some Gordon R. Dixon, Theodore Sturgeon, A.E. Van Vogt, Robert Silverberg, Harlan Ellison, David Drake. So, yeah, I'm happy to have some more short story collections because I want to read short story collections. Okay, this is a short story collection I do have on my shelf back here. Otherness by David Brin. I did know that this was going to be a duplicate for me. I was pretty sure the one that came in here, this, and then the Mote in God's Eye were going to be my duplicates. And then the Tolkien. So that's already 4. And that's 4 books I want to read before the next 3 months that it's going to take me to get another 90 subscribers. So this is another There Will Be War. This is volume 6, Guns of Darkness. The saga continues. Gosh, that's so exciting. I mean, that's more exciting than having a long-standing series of novels. You've got a running series of short stories. And so we've got some... hey, we have an author unknown in here. How about that? So, again, Gordon Dixon, a bunch of names that I don't recognize. Yeah, this one's mostly names I don't recognize. But that doesn't mean that's going to be bad by any means. Because I'm still relatively a newbie in terms of science fiction. So we have Federation by H. Beam Piper with a preface by Jerry Pournelle. The ultimate source of Piper's future history. Okay. So, excited to see what that equates to. We have 2-time Hugo Award-winning author of Chronospace. This is Coyote, a novel of interstellar exploration by Alan Steele. we have The Last Colony. This is the sequel to Old Man's War and the Ghost Brigade. So this is book 3 in the Old Man's War series. So I'm going to be watching for the Ghost Brigades to be able to get that. This is in pristine condition. I don't think this has ever been read. I need to get to Old Man's War. But when I do get to it, I'll be ready for book 3 at least. All right, we got some more Harry Harrison. Galactic Dreams. This is featuring a new Bill, the Galactic Hero story. So, now in paperback, Harry Harrison's best short fiction, including a new Bill, the Galactic Hero story. These are 12 of Harrison's best, including Space Rats of the CCC. And again, not too long. More short stories. I'm so excited about that. Star Swarm by Jerry Pournelle. We got Antari's Passage by Michael McCollum. After more than a century of isolation, the people of Alta were once again in contact with the rest of human space. All right, we got a new Berserker novel. So this is Berserker Kill by Fred Saberhagen. So is this book 2? The follow-up, or... Oh no. So there's a whole bunch in the Berserker series. Berserker Wars, Berserker Base, Berserker Blue Death, the Berserker's Throne, Berserker's Planet. So I'll have to find out where this falls in the chronology. If I enjoy Berserker, I know that there's more now. We have a Harry Turtledove, the master of alternative history, right there. I mean, you can't dispute it. This is World War in the Balance, an alternative history of the Second World War. So that'll be an interesting one to see how he does it. Suppose Roosevelt, Stalin, Churchill, Hitler, and Hirohito had united to conquer an even greater foe. And here is that second copy of Janissaries by Jerry Pournelle. And just as good of condition as the first one. So I'll be excited to read that one soon. We have Hardwired by Walter John Williams. We have Space Infantry, edited by David Drake. So this is going to have more short stories. Best and bravest writers in science fiction take you to the front lines of the future. So if you like military science fiction. We have another Harry Harrison, The Jupiter Plague. So this is Jim Bain Presents. So I'm assuming this is preceding the Bain books. But this is a tour established. All right, 2 to go. This is In Death Ground by David Weber and Steve White. And last but certainly not the least, another William C. Dietz, Earthrise. So we had 2 early on. I imagine this is a part of a series, maybe? Maybe they're all standalones. Who knows? With cover art like that, who cares? Right? So there you have it. That's the first Hall of Adventure. There's more to be coming in the next week or 2. I've got a couple more eBay auctions that I won for really, really, really dirt cheap. I will be exploring some authors that are kind of new to me in science fiction, but I'm excited to have a variety to explore. And so stay tuned for more fantasy, because there is some fantasy coming, and science fiction halls in the next follow-up to the Halls of Adventure here at the humble Wiley Cottage.